Tam Talks explores life, spirituality, and general weirdness through quirky storytelling and laughter, lighting you up in your life journey. Let's go! Okay, this is kind of a funny story from my dog walking days. So when I first had my son, my first one, I decided to stay at home, and I had worked in like a project management company, and I was like, I can't leave my child, so I decided to stay at home. But in order to do so, I had to figure out how to make like X amount of dollars. So my mom at the time had a dog walker, and she was fantastic. Pauline is her name. And she basically said to me, well, you can come and work for me in the summer, like when I need to take holidays, and I'll pay you X amount of dollars. And then, here and there along, during the year, if you can cover for me a couple of days or weeks on and off, then yeah, I'll pay you whatever. And so I was like, well, that's cool. That works. And then I also started like a little dog biscuit business called Ollie's Addiction, which was my black lab that we had. And so anyways, we did all those things and made it work that I could stay at home. So during my dog walking times, this one time, it was so funny. So Pauline would always kind of bring me and introduce me to the people and the dogs. And oh my gosh, okay, I might do 2 stories if I have enough time, if it doesn't make this too long. So first story. So I would always meet the people and then the dogs ahead of time. So when we always kind of had them, once in a while there'd be like new people, so I would meet them. So anyways, whenever I would cover for her, she would just give me the list of like my schedule. So it would be like, this dog's name from this time till this time. And she made it so it made sense, like the route. And then also there would be kind of the little pile of papers. So it would be like one of those plastic, like those paper, the cover protecting your paper things, like a sleeve. And we would have like each dog's file in there. So anyways, so you would look at the list and be like, oh, okay, I've got to walk Darby. And then you find Darby's sheet and it's like, okay, Darby's this old, it's a golden retriever. They live at this street, blah, 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 blah. So, and then, yeah, and that would describe if it was like a 15-minute walk or whatever it was, any notes there were. So I've been covering for her for a few years at this point. This is so funny. And so anyways, I go and I hadn't walked for her in, I think like maybe 6 months or something at the time. But then she asked me to cover and I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I quickly had met the people but I got the list, and I think there were some days where she had like 14 to 16 walks, and most walks didn't start until say like 9:30, 10 a.m. would have been the earliest, and then hopefully you would be done by 4. So these walks are like scrunched in, like you are on the go. Shout out to dog walkers, because it is crazy, like crazy. And this all seasons. So you're in like the crazy heat of the summer, then you're bundling up and you're like pushing through the coldest days of the winter. So this one, I don't even remember what season. Anyways, it was one of the new ones. So I'm going to the next visit. I check the address, I pull up, I get the key. Oh yeah, that's the other part. All the keys match. So there's like a little number on it, and then that matches, it's written on the form. Like she was so organized, so well done. So I go in, I unlock the door, I go to the house, and I'm like calling the dog's name, and the dog's not coming. Like usually when you walk dogs, they know, and they're like in their routine, and they're just like, yes, it's time for the dog walk. So I'm calling this dog, and then I see it, and it's kind of like it's gated in, and I was like, oh, I don't remember them saying anything about that, but whatever. And then I see, and I'm like, oh, the dog's pooped. So I clean it up. I go find their cleaning spray under the sink. I clean it all up. I flush oh God, all the things. So I'm like, okay, come on. So I'm trying to get the dog on the leash, but it's like really scared of me. And I'm like, this is weird. I don't remember this. So Anyways, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just let the dog out back, and at least then it can go to the bathroom and I'll have a little play with it out there, and then I'll give it a try again if I can get it on the leash, whatnot. So the dog goes out. Meanwhile, I'm messaging Pauline and I'm like, this is really weird because like the dog isn't really excited for the walk, and but I've got it outside, and then I was having trouble getting it back inside. Anyways, so I'm there and I've like been in the house and I'm meanwhile I've got this list. I'm like, I gotta go. Like I gotta get this dog inside, give it the treat, get out the door, lock the door, send the little message, whatever, send a photo, because that became a thing too, that we would send photos. Anyways, so I send a photo to Pauline and I'm like, see, I can't get this dog out. I can't, like, she just won't come. She texts back and she's like, that's not the dog. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, well, then who is it? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, what? So I quickly checked my form. I think I had the dog inside by now. I don't know. I pop my head out the door and I look at the address and I'm like, oh my God, I was next door. So then Pauline's like, how did you get in the house? And I'm like, I used the damn key. The key worked. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. So I leave and I go next door and actually do the walk. So she's like, okay, well, I'm going to text them and just let them know to let their neighbors. I was horrified. Like, I look back now and I'm like, that is freaking hilarious. Like, who does that? I do that. And I don't know if it was like, I don't know. I think it was like the number was like 69, say the address, but the way I read it was like 67. Like, I don't know if, I can't even blame her writing. It was totally my fault. It was the funniest thing. Anyways, they all had a laugh and I was like, okay, but they may want to sort out the key thing. The fact that that key worked on their next door neighbor's house is troubling. And yeah, like I could lock the door back up with it. Like the key worked. Anyways, so freaking funny. Okay, so now, how am I? Yes, okay, it's only been 7 minutes. So I'm going to do my other story. So this one is, same dog walking company, but this dog was a Welsh Terrier. And so the owners had done a lot of work with this dog. He had some like aggression issues and just obedience, like power struggles. So but he was good. Like he'd been a long way. He walks beautifully. They're like, yeah, just don't let him be the boss. Like you have to tell him when it's time to go to the bathroom. Like, so it was very specific, but he was cute. I can't remember his name actually. So anyways, this one, I'm pregnant, like with my second son. I am full on pregnant. Like my stomach, I probably was maybe 7 months. He was born the end of December. So yeah, this would have been in the fall. Like I was pregnant. My stomach was out there. Anyway, so I'm covering again for Pauline and I've got my list and I'm going through and of course after that one incident I was like hyper vigilant about addresses and dogs. So anyways, this one I go to the house of this dog who was totally fine, but you had to go down to the basement and they had like one of those big like gated, it was like a gigantic playpen. They basically had boarded off part of their basement so the dog could have lots of room, whatever. And then but there was like a whole method, like you had to reach over and clip on his collar just so that like he had to still be careful, right? He was a little bit unpredictable. So I take the dog out, we go on our whole walk. And he's great. We come back and I'm like throwing the toys down the hallway. He comes up, he like kisses my face. Like I was just like, wow. So we're still playing. So anyways, as we were leaving, I had to arm the alarm and then go out the front door. And so the instructions were you basically like throw the treat down the hallway. See, oh yeah, because you know what? I think I mixed it up because I think the first time that I had walked him, he was in the basement in that like pen area, but the next time, which would have been months and months later, because this is just I was covering for her, he wasn't in that penned in area anymore. He was just running free because that's how much he had improved. So yes, this is why. So I didn't have to get him out of the pen for this walk. I just took him. There we go. So, but the routine was to chuck the treat down the hallway because he had like separation, like he hated when people would leave. So that would be like a distraction. Then you arm the alarm and then you leave. So I chuck the treat down. I go over, I'm arming the alarm. I turn and look, and this dog is barreling towards me. And like you can feel when a dog is coming at you. And I'm like, what? But he just licked my face. Before, like, I'm having all these thoughts. Like, I've literally just finished the alarm, looked, and I'm trying to get to the door. As I looked, so he's barreling, he lunges through the air at me, bites my pregnant stomach, like, chomp. And then I'm like, so I screamed at him and I was like, no. And then I threw like a toy or something down the hallway so I could get to the door and get the beep out. Anyways, he turns around, starts coming at me again. So I like run, get out the door, lock it, message Pauline, and I'm like, okay, so this just happened. I had a bite mark. You could see like his whole, it was like an oval imprint around my stomach, instantly bruised. I had to go to the doctor and get a tetanus shot. As I'm pregnant, I'm like, you just bit my baby. Anyway, so needless to say, after that, I don't think even Pauline walked for them anymore. Like they felt horrible. They were just like, oh my gosh. And yeah, so I think they actually didn't, they were too scared that he would bite Pauline or someone else again. So anyways, yeah, that's just a couple of my dog walking stories. I don't know if I have any other funny ones. I'm sure I do, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed those. And yeah, see you next episode. Peace out. Thanks for hanging out and listening to my wild and wacky Tam Talks. Follow Tam Talks to be notified of new episodes. Peace out.